Welcome back to our course of selling and quoting Manhattan Life and understanding all the products therein. This is an 8-part series, and I'm going to be going through with you how to quote, how to sell, how to cross-sell, how to understand each product so that you can go right into Manhattan Life platform, know exactly what you're doing, and start selling some policies. So we're going to start off here by understanding how to sell and how to know what to sell. And I've created a little calculation that I use that's very, very helpful in each one of my presentations that helps me understand exactly what it is that I'm selling to the client and why. First and foremost, the whole point of understanding your health insurance coverage is to know, hey, if something really bad happens physically, am I going to have to mortgage my home? Am I going to have to pay it out of pocket? Am I going to have to make major, drastic, life-changing decisions to get this all taken care of? And the answer should be no. But unfortunately, most of the time, the answer is yes. And so when we're looking through this, I'm going to show you clearly how to identify the problem and then how to bind the solution so that the client has everything that they need. So no matter what happens to their health, they know for a fact that they're not going to have to be in debt or go bankrupt or lose everything that they have just to pay for their medical bills. So we'll start off with this calculation here. First and foremost, the most important piece of the pie to the client usually is their annual premium. Some people pay this weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, it doesn't matter. Calculate how much they're paying over the course of a year for all people on their plan and write that down. Secondly, as you're having that first conversation with them and you're gathering this information, ask them what their annual deductible is. Now, not just the per person deductible, ask for the whole family. Most people won't be using their entire deductible every single year, but you still want to calculate that as if they did, because the whole point of health insurance is to insure against a very large loss. And that's the whole point, is to make sure, hey, if there's something catastrophic happens and you have to use your entire deductible and all your premiums and everything else, what is that going to come down to? And are you ready for that? So calculate their annual deductible for the entire family. Number 3, calculate any extra out-of-pocket costs. This is the total out-of-pocket maximum minus the deductible. So how much is their maximum out-of-pocket cost? This can be copays. This can be other things. This can be out-of-pocket expenditures for any little piece of the policy. You want that extra amount listed in there as well. Fourthly, you want to know what is the out-of-network payment or costs. This is very important as well, as a lot of doctors, surgeons, physicians, etc. are not covered under the network of the basic plans. And so if somebody sees a specialist, if their child goes to therapy, if they have some kind of situation where someone is not covered under the plan, you need to know exactly how much the client is paying for those situations, for those visits, for those trips to the doctor, and calculate that in there as well. Put that in there. Last but not least, I'm always going to ask them, does that also cover dental? Does that cover cancer? Does that cover vision? Does that cover all the extra things that might be included? Accident insurance, disability, long-term care. All of the pieces of the puzzle are important because you can't tell what's going to happen in the future. So we can mitigate against the worst. We always hope for the best, but we mitigate against the worst. And so what happens is, regardless of what they write down on there, this gives us what we're looking for, a problem. This is a problem for the client. Most of the time, there's going to be major holes in coverage, and you can point those out. You can say cancer carrier, for example. Most policies only cover between 30 and 36% of the total costs of cancer. That's a big chunk of change that's still left to the account of the client. So it's very important to sell that and to let them know, do you have a separate cancer policy? If not, we need to get that taken care of. That can be $60,000 to $100,000 extra easily. And so we put that all in there, calculate the total, and that'll give you an idea of what you need to sell next. I'm going to go through that in the next video in understanding how to pivot, how to direct, and how to show people exactly what they need for the right kind of policy. Thank you for watching. Tune into the next video.